Congratulations, President Trump. Your bold decision to target Iran's nuclear facilities with the awesome and righteous might of the United States will change history. In Operation Rising Lion, Israel has done truly amazing things. But in tonight's action against Iran's nuclear facilities, America has been truly unsurpassed. It has done what no other country on earth could do. History will record that President Trump acted to deny the world's most dangerous regime the world's most dangerous weapons. His leadership today has created a pivot of history that can help lead the Middle East and beyond to a future of prosperity and peace. President Trump and I often say, peace through strength. First comes strength, then comes peace. And tonight, President Trump and the United States acted with a lot of strength. President Trump, I thank you. The people of Israel thank you. The forces of civilization thank you. God bless America. God bless Israel. And may God bless our unshakable alliance, our unbreakable faith.
Well, what good is your speech if both sides, both parties that are involved can't even wait 24 hours, 48 hours, maybe 3 days and try to work out this peace agreement if both sides are playing tit for tat? Then you done go and piss off my president when he's trying to do the right thing, okay, regardless of what's going on, trying to get peace in the region. No, both sides got to play like they're both two children at each other's throats, pointing at each other, trying to get each other in trouble. Mom, look what he did. Dad, look what she did. Mom, look what he did. Dad, look what she did. And yet, you're both not listening. You both just want to act like children. But let's get into this, people. Here we go. Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. The video that I'm dropping, as everybody has heard so far, about what's been going on with Israel, Iran, and the United States in the past few days. I didn't want to touch on it. I'm pretty sure everybody was in shock when it happened, but it seems like, you know what? For me to stay quiet, I just think it's I think it's a disservice, okay? And I just need to air out my grievance with this whole thing. Because you would think that with the way things have been going on the past few years, okay, that we can focus on things that are hitting everybody close to home, okay? But it's like no matter what, there's always got to be this war machine mentality. Okay, now I want everybody to stay with me, okay? Because there's a few things I got to say. So first of all, let me start by saying this, okay? Donald Trump is my president. I voted for him. I may not know all the details. I may not know exactly 100% what I was voting for, but I know what I voted for. Okay? Now I know many people are going to say, well, you voted for this guy's going to start World War III, whatever. Listen, I don't want to hear any bullshit out of anybody's mouth. Not a damn thing when it comes to this. Okay? Because regardless if he did this, and I know, like I said, I know a lot of people are going to get pissed off, but regardless if he did this or he put out the cure for cancer, it doesn't matter. Everybody and their mother is going to go after him, belittle him, I mean, just totally run his name through the dirt. Regardless. Okay? Even I mean, from from Christians to Muslims to Jews, all you people on the left that identify as that, you put him down no matter what. Okay? And many of you people on the right, you're only voting for him just to show face, as if, you know what, I'm doing the right thing, but as soon as he messes up, I'm out the door, when you know that was your intention anyway from the beginning. What happened with this whole bombing at the Iranian nuclear facilities, this is something that's been talked about for the past 40 years, at least. Okay? And let's just push all that to the side for now. Before I play this, let's push all that to the side and just try to think for 1 second, what is it exactly that President Trump is trying to do? He is trying to bring peace in the Middle East, but in obviously, I will say this, obviously, in my opinion, he probably should have said, you know what? No. You guys figure it out. Okay? If it gets way out of hand, then we'll go in and do this. But then let's just say, for instance, he did say that. He did do that. And things would have like really escalated between Israel and Iran, especially with what's going on in Palestine. I'm not condoning what he did. Okay? I don't possess the intel to know exactly what's going on. But if anybody thinks that all this is just cut and dry, if all you people on the left that are salivating because he said what he said about Tulsi Gabbard, and that people think that he's undermining everybody else, even you people are so damn stupid if you think that us, the civilians, not only here in America but around the world, if we are being told 100% everything that our governments are doing behind closed doors. Okay, I'll get into it some more. Before I do, I just want to thank all my new subscribers and all my subscribers here on YouTube and on Rumble. So don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around. I woke up this morning to a cup of coffee. Okay, well, I woke up this morning, made me a cup of coffee, 7 o'clock in the morning. And what's the first thing I see when I turn the TV on? Was this clip here. I'm going to play it in its entirety. Okay, I'm going to put my thoughts into it. But there's a lot more I got to say. Okay? But like I said, keep in mind, I support my president. I support Donald J. Trump as my president of these United States. You people, whoever supports Israel, support Israel. Whoever supports Iran, support Iran. Whoever supports Russia, Ukraine, whatever the hell the case is, support them. That is your right. But I support my president. Here we go.
But reports coming from the region suggest that the sides accuse each other for violating the ceasefire. So
I think they both violated it. I don't think I'm not sure they did it intentionally. They couldn't rein people back. I don't like the fact that Israel went out this morning at all, and I'm going to see if I can stop it. So as soon as I get away from you, I'm going to see if I can stop it, okay?
Okay, I lied. I got to stop it for a second, okay? Because a few people I spoke to, they didn't understand what he said in the beginning. And what he said was, and I'll play it again. I don't know if I can put... Anyway, check this out.
Reports coming from the region suggest that the sides accuse each other for violating the ceasefire. So
I think they both violated it. I don't think I'm not sure they did it intentionally. They couldn't rein people back.
Okay, he says he thinks they both violated it. He doesn't think they did it intentionally. They couldn't basically communicate back and forth. I'll get to that, but now I'll play the rest of the video till the end.
I don't like the fact that Israel went out this morning at all, and I'm going to see if I can stop it. So as soon as I get away from you, I'm going to see if I can stop it, okay?
Have you spoken to him before? How confident are you that Iran is going to take the
I think it's been completely demolished. I think the reason we're here is because those pilots, those B-2 pilots, did an unbelievable job. And you know, the fake news, like CNN in particular, they're trying to, they're trying to say, well, I agree that it was destroyed, but maybe not that destroyed. You know what they're doing? They're really hurting great pilots that put their lives in the line. CNN is scum, and so is MSDNC. They're all, and frankly, the networks aren't much better. It's all fake news, but they should not have done that. Those pilots hit their targets. Those targets were obliterated, and the pilots should be given credit. They're not after the pilots, they're after me. They want to try and demean.
You don't believe that Iran can rebuild its nuclear program?
Iran will never rebuild its nuclear. From there? Absolutely not. That place is under rock. That place is demolished. The B-2 pilots did their job. They did it better than anybody could even imagine. They hit late in the evening. It was dark with no moon, and they hit that target with every one of those things, and that place is gone. But when I see CNN all night long, they're trying to say, well, maybe it wasn't really as demolished as we thought. It was demolished. You take a look at the pinpricks, and you see that place is gone. And I will say, I think CNN ought to apologize to the pilots of the B-2s. I think that MSDNC ought to apologize. I think these guys really, these networks and these cable networks are real losers. You really are. You're real losers.
Israel says that they violated the peace.
You're gutless losers. I say that to CNN because I watch it. I have no choice. I got to watch that garbage. It's all garbage. It's all fake news. But I think CNN is a gutless group of people. And the people that run it, nobody even knows it's been sold so many times. But the people that run it ought to be ashamed. MSDNC, a guy named Brian Roberts, he heads it. He's a disgrace. He's a weak, pathetic disgrace.
Israel says that Iran violated the peace agreement, the ceasefire agreement. Do you believe that Iran is still committed to peace?
Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I've never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Do you kind of respond to Iran on this?
And there you go. Okay. It seems that when the ceasefire was called, okay, you already said, instead of waiting 12 hours, whatever the case is, no, Israel decided to dump all the shit that they wanted to dump. That's number one. Number two, could it have been an act of retaliation because Iran went and launched a missile that didn't land, and they took it as, oh, well, they went against the ceasefire? Yes, that's possible. But now both sides are saying, no, you did it, no, you did it, no, you did it, no, you did it, you started it, you started it. And then who gets caught in the middle? And I know what a lot of people are going to say. Well, President Trump didn't have to do this. In all honesty, he probably didn't have to. He probably didn't have to. And I'm not saying because what's going on around the world that the United States, okay, has to stick their nose in everybody else's business. But let's get one thing straight. And this is directed to all you leftists out there, all you never Trumpers, all you full of shit people on the right who say you voted for Trump but now you're upset with him. Because you're all full of shit. For years, for decades, since I was a kid, okay, there have been many attacks worldwide, even right now as we speak, regardless of what's going on in the Middle East, by Islamist extremists. Okay, as a matter of fact, not too long ago, about a week ago, maybe less than 2 weeks ago, in front of the, I believe it was the Iranian embassy in the UK, there's people out there, Iranians, that they're happy, they're like, you know, throwing a rally for freedom in Iran, and what happens in the crowd? I believe it was, what, 6 or 7 people in the crowd decided to attack people in the crowd that were against the Iranian Islamist regime. Their own kind attacking them. Okay? All you people on the left, you people switch. You people switch sides and switch attitudes like the weather. One day it's hot, one day it's cold, one day it's raining, one day it's snowing. It doesn't matter with you people. One day you're supporting Israel, one day you're supporting the Islamists, one day you're supporting Palestine. Now, a few days ago, you're supporting Iran. What about the people in Iran that are tired of that Islamist regime? What about them? But now you're going to go out there and start protesting. Oh, look what Trump did. We stand with Iran. No, you don't, because you don't know one damn thing that's going on the ground in Iran. No more than you know what the hell's going on in Palestine. No more than you know what the hell is going on in Israel. Or the UK. Or Ireland. Or how about this? Why don't we push all that to the side and find out what the hell is going on in the Congo of all the Islamist extremist groups that are attacking thousands upon thousands of Christians. Nobody talks about that. But everybody says, oh, well, you know what? Trump should have never did that. He needed congressional authority to do that. He needed to go in front of Congress. What Congress? Go in front of who? In front of every bleeding heart liberal out there in Washington? Or and go in front of what, all the socialists and communists and Marxists? And they all think they have all the intel. Iran ain't got no nuclear weapons. Funny that that's coming from the left. Okay? It sounds reminiscent of what came from the right. And when I mean from the right, if anybody remembers, when everybody was saying the same thing about Iraq, and then Bush, with his stupid ass infinite moronic wisdom, had to blurt it out, there was no weapons of mass destruction. But after that day, after 9/11, Democrats and Republicans alike gave more powers to the president. Okay? Because nobody said a damn thing about Obama and Hillary when they went and bombed Libya. Gaddafi was just having a good old time with his country. You leftists didn't say a damn thing about that. Or how about Syria? Anybody forget about Syria? Did you people bitch and moan when Biden pulled out of Afghanistan after all that hard work, all that bloodshed over so many years, just to give an Islamic population more military power, which they're using to this day? Look, I'm not saying that President Trump is perfect. Okay? But to tell you the truth, it doesn't matter whether he would have stepped in. Now, this is all my opinion, people. And like I said, some of you can get upset. All of you can get upset. Think about what I'm saying, you know, as you wish, with a grain of salt. Jump on my side. Don't jump on my side. It doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't matter to me. If anybody knows my content, I try to stay on the ground. I try to give an angle about what's going on the ground. If it's not here in America, it's overseas. If it's not here, if it's not in Chicago or Florida or New York, I'm trying to open up people's eyes, to let them understand that, you know what, everything is not everything. And this even goes for all you so-called important people out there, that all of a sudden you're not in the damn government anymore, but you supposedly get all this intel on the side. You still got people on the inside. So if that's the case, then there's only one or two outcomes to this. And that's that Bush, Obama, Biden, and Trump were all right, or all four of them are wrong. It's just the way it is. You can't have it both ways. Either they were all right and justified for all the military strikes that they did, which Obama did way more than Donald Trump, way more than Biden. So what is it? Were they all wrong? Were they all right? Are they all justified for what they did? Are we going to have impeachment proceedings for all of them? Because last I checked, Bush, Obama, Biden, and of course President Trump, they're all still alive. Can we get them all on war crimes? I mean, hell, they're still looking for Nazis for the past 60, 70 years, trying to bring them in front of a world court to get them on charges of war crimes. No statute of limitations on that, right? Does anybody remember the drone strike that Obama did that killed an American citizen who was a child? What was it? A 15, 16-year-old kid that was overseas visiting that died in that drone strike? So not only was the kid Muslim, he was also American. Where was the push for his impeachment? But all of a sudden, Israel's involved. Iran doesn't know how to take a hint. Trump gets involved. Netanyahu's all, you know, a little girl with a basket of fucking flowers. Oh, thank you, President Trump. Thank you, America. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you was really that grateful, you mean to tell me you could not see that even if Iran did send one rocket and you knocked it out the sky, you couldn't get on the phone with the President of the United States, who you went and basically begged to do this? Because you know for a fact, neither you, neither Russia, neither Britain, none of you could have did this alone. Well, I'll take Russia out the way because they're not even relevant in this right now. But everybody else that's trying to show their ass, they all said it. Can't do it without the U.S. And now all of a sudden, Keir Starmer wants to jump in and wants to join the fight against Iran. Why? I thought they were going to go help Zelensky. Oh wait, that's old news, right? That's the sign of the times now? Where are you protesters? Now you're all going to jump on this bandwagon. Now you're going to say what Donald Trump did was wrong, was wrong. Listen, I don't know all the ins and outs when it comes to all this congressional rules and whatever laws they have in Washington, whatever, who has powers to do what, okay? But I have eyes to see. I have a brain to think. And none of this has been cut and dry for the past 40 years. Not from either side. Not from the Western world or the Arab world. It has not been cut and dry. There has been more things that have not been claimed by anybody. No responsibility. Okay? And more so, in all honesty. And like I said, I'm not saying this trying to justify that what President Trump did is right. What I'm saying is, we know what's going on. At least what we think we know what's going on. What's being fed to us. Okay? You actually think these world leaders, regardless of who it is, and again, I am not trying to belittle and put my president down. No. But I've noticed something. And more times than none, I've had a lot of people agree with me. And people who didn't even like Trump open up their eyes. This whole thing with Iran having nuclear capabilities, people say that it's been a farce for the past 30, 40 years. Maybe it has. Okay? Maybe it hasn't. Maybe 40 years ago, they didn't have the capability. And 10 years later, they got closer. 20 years later, they got closer. 10 years ago, they got closer. Maybe there's something there now. I mean, after all, Biden went and only gave him, what, how many billions of dollars before he left? Same thing Obama did. Or tried to do, I think it was, whatever the case is. But do we have to sit back? And like I said, I'm not justifying the call that President Trump made. But you look at everything that's going on around the world, in the Western world, here in the States. How many times does Donald Trump have to say, I was right again? Now, like I said, who knows? This is probably all something to try to take over Iran. I don't know. Okay? I mean, Donald Trump has not made it a secret that he has supported Iranian civilians since 2016. He's always talking about it. How the people deserve better. Every time they have an uprising, he stands with them. Whereas the Islamist State keeps on with their draconian laws, and people say, well, that's what the people voted for. Oh, but wait a minute. I thought that, it's supposed to be a democracy like here in America. People don't like that Trump won, so everybody and their mothers out there freaking protesting. Trying to change what's going on right now. So what's good for the goose is not good for the gander? That means that Iran, even if it's one person, 10 people, 10 million people, even if they want change, but they're still superseded by an extra 10 million people, whatever the case is, that they have to live under that draconian rule, then why in the hell are all you people here on the left protesting in America? Live with it, right? Isn't that what it's all about? You don't like it? Protest about it? Because you can't live with it? So that means all these years, all the Iranian people that want to get away from that Islamist state don't have a right to want their freedom. And I know what people are going to say. Well, this is Netanyahu who's in Trump's ear. Let me tell you something. I don't know if I've ever said it before. I may have said it once or twice. But even before I had this channel for years. Okay? I've always thought that Netanyahu is nothing but a damn thug. To me, he has been the worst thing for the good people of Israel. I don't care who I offend. You don't like it, you can kiss my ass. Okay? Not saying that I'm jumping on the Iranian Muslim side. No, I am for peace, for the peaceful people from all sides. All these draconian leaders, they can all kiss my ass because that's just not how it is. But regardless of what President Trump does, whether it was back in 2016, 2020, 3 weeks ago, 6 months ago, nothing this man does is going to be good enough for anybody. Okay? And now the mainstream media is out there like, oh, his supporters are tucking tail and running. No, we're not. No, we're not. Why should we run and tuck tail if there's people in Iran that are cheering for what happened? Now, I know, again, everybody's going to say, well, he went against certain rules of engagement the way it's supposed to be. Okay, I understand that. Did he go against the rule of law? Me, personally, I have to look into that some more. But like I said, after 9/11, more powers were given to the U.S. presidents to act the way they wanted to act. Because if you do your research, I believe Obama did 6 or 7 different military strikes. Did he have to get congressional authority from every single time? No, he didn't. everybody's going to say, well, you know, he attacked a sovereign nation. How can a nation be sovereign when it's ruled, okay, by a religious government? A religious authoritarian government. A government that tell their women, if you don't cover your head, you're going to get it. But wait a minute, I thought it was all about democracy. I thought all you leftists out there say it's all about democracy. I mean, you fight for it here in the States for little kids. I mean, right now they're protesting about what the Supreme Court said about the transgender surgeries for minors in Tennessee. You people on the left are bitching and moaning about that. Because as a parent, you want to be able to make the decision that your little 3-year-old boy, that you can make the choice to have him castrated. That's fighting for your so-called democracy, right? Why can't the people of Iran do the same? Why can't the people of Iran get tired of the Islamist leadership and say, you know what, we don't want this. For all we know, like I said before, we are only told what we're supposed to hear. We don't know 100% what is going on behind closed doors. We just don't. I mean, first the rumor was that the Iranian leader scurried off to Russia to hide. How do we know Russia's not in on all this? Comes and gives that man room and board, knowing he can't go back, but says, you know what? It don't matter. We're part of it. You're going to stay here. You can't leave. We're going to help Israel and America and Qatar and the Saudis and this and that. We're going to help them. Okay? Or we're going to join them to knock down your regime in Iran. So like that, the people of Iran can rise up and have a better way of living and open up their borders to better trade, better money deals, whatever the case is. Anybody ever think about that? Let's not forget India and Russia. I mean, I'm sorry, India and China. I mean, the word out there is that India's fine with it. The word out there is that China's upset with Iran because Iran wants to close the Strait of Hormuz. I think they pronounce it that way, or whatever the case is. And China's like, we need our oil, dude. You can't do that. Is China upset with America for what they're doing? No, because then if they were, they'd be bitching at America about that, but they're not. They're like, no, regardless of what's going on, we still need our oil. Think about that. Why? Again, I'm not saying what President Trump did, the decision he made, was right. I'm not saying that. Because we don't know all the information. We don't know what these world leaders are doing. Why do you think so many people protest in front of like the G7, the G20, whatever big assemblies are going on with world leaders? Because they are making decisions. And believe me when I tell you, I am not one for that. But I think, in all honesty, me personally, and like I say, you could take this with a grain of salt, me personally, I believe that my president has been way more straight up than any other world leader. Okay? Than any other world leader. He has been more straight up with the people before he has been straight up with world leaders. And that's the kind of leader I'd rather have. Not saying that that's what he's doing as far as not being straight up with world leaders. What I'm saying is, everybody's saying that Zelensky was in Trump's ear. Putin is in Trump's ear. Netanyahu is in Trump's ear. And all you see is President Trump getting pissed. And he came out and said it himself. He's not happy with Israel. And between Israel and Iran, they both don't know, his words, what the fuck they're doing. Now, I'll be honest. The first thing that came to mind when this took place, it wasn't about Iran attacking. That to me, that because obviously that's just a given. If there's an attack, they're going to try to attack back. And then Iran gives a warning to America that they're going to attack some of their bases. Who does that? Who does that? If it wasn't just so they can say, you know what, listen, you got us, but we got to try to show all people that, that we're not going to, lay down and take it. So they did what they did. Okay? No casualties, mind you, people. No casualties in Iran. No casualties in Qatar attacking the military base. No casualties on either side. Just military drills or whatever you want to call it. Okay, I'm not going to pretend like I know all kinds of military jargon. I don't. But what exactly is going on? Because, like I said, President Trump is the only one that's trying to tell the people straight out what is going on. And I've said it once and I'll say it again. And it pertains to this. Not everybody, a lot of people are saying that Trump was taken for a sucker. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's got dementia. He's losing his mind. He's going to get us into World War III, yada, yada, yada. But yet, whatever came out Biden's mouth was truth. Whatever came out Obama's mouth was truth. All you rhinos out there, whatever came out Bush's mouth was truth. But did they really tell us everything? Huh? Did they really? Were they really honest with the people? Are there things that they cannot share with civilians? Yes. You'd have to be the most naive person on the planet to think that no. They have to tell us everything. They can't hold anything back. You're lying to yourself. So just get that out your head. But in my opinion, President Trump has been the most transparent president, and he has been more straightforward with the people and leaders around the world than anybody else. He told Iran, you got 60 days. 61 days, he left it up to Israel to do what they had to do. Whatever conspired in between that he came out and said, all right, we're going to have to go and get in there and take out their nuclear reactors, or whatever the case was. Was it because of all the fear-mongering for the past 40 years? Or did he get some intel to prove it and say, you know what? Yeah. And I say that for one reason and one reason only. Whoever works for, and I want everybody to keep this in mind, and we're going to wrap this up and end it. Think hard and look back at the people that President Trump brought into his cabinet from 2016 to 2020 and from this year coming on now, okay? Excuse me. There's been a lot of people that stabbed him in the back. And again, the left said he was a fool, whatever. It doesn't matter. So you people, you people just whatever. Anyway, that's because of all the swamp creatures trying to mess it up for him. The one thing that caught my attention last week or a week and a half ago that I found very strange was when the question was asked him about Tulsi Gabbard, and he says, supposedly she doesn't know what she's talking about, or whatever the case is, okay? A lot of people are saying, well, that's insulting, that's this, that's that, yada, yada, yada. But I noticed something about that. President Trump usually belittles somebody after they mess up and then they have some friction. That's number one. Number two, him and Tulsi have no friction. But there's one thing that's for certain. There are still swamp creatures in every single department. And whoever Donald Trump appointed to those departments, he probably knows for a fact that they're still going to be given bad intel. And then the media is going to get a hold of it, and then they're going to put the president on the spot. And that's why he came out and said what he said about Tulsi Gabbard. Not against her personally, in my opinion, but it's probably because now he's got his people back on the inside and he's getting intel from them that makes sense. He's getting intel from the swamp creatures. He knows it's going to come back to him, and then he's got to make decisions. And he did what he had to do. And this morning, he said what he had to say about Israel and Iran. And he basically gave both of them the business. He said both of them don't know what the fuck they're doing. You people can break this apart, peel these layers of onion back as much as you want. As much as you want. Okay? But don't anybody dare to come and just blame all this on President Trump. If you gotta blame him, everybody is responsible. Everybody. Every country that's involved, every world leader, every damn protester, everybody is responsible. Plain and simple. I stand with my president. I mean, I don't condone what he did. I don't want a president that wants to go out there and just and kill innocent people. Okay? But when we have a God-given right to vote, God knows who and who we will not vote for. He knows the decisions our leaders that we vote for will make. Okay? And my thing is that I pray that if President Trump has to do anything like this, it's not against civilians. If it's against the enemy the way it's supposed to be, then do it against the enemy. Nobody on either side wants civilians to get hurt. Nobody. We could all at least be honest about that. Okay? But don't anybody dare to blame all this on Trump. All you people are a bunch of jackasses that just want to blame him for all this. As a matter of fact, all you people on the left don't even matter. Because it doesn't matter what he does. You're going to badmouth him no matter what. All you do is badmouth him and lie about him no matter what. It's just the way it is. And all you half-ass Trump supporters, hey, it's your decision, I guess, huh? Come and go like a fart in the wind. You're just going to come and go. And that's it. So it don't matter. It just don't matter to you people. But anyway, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around. And if you can help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and my merch store. And please, people, leave messages. If you like the content, leave a thumbs up. Leave messages. Let me know what you think. Okay? If you agree with it, if you don't agree with it, if you think that there's something else, you know, in the mix between everybody that's involved, what do you think? I'm trying to look at this through the way I see things. I'm not saying that everybody else has to. But when I look at all this, it's like, no, this is not cut and dry. None of this, for the past 20 years, all around the world has been cut and dry. None of it. Okay? But President Trump has been the most straightforward, transparent president there has been. That's why he got a lot more voters this second time around. Or I should say, I'm sorry, third time around. So remember, people, stay vigilant. Keep praying for each other. Keep praying for the women and the children. Pray for this country. Pray for your families. Pray for your enemies. Pray to Heavenly God to put all this at rest, where we have no more wars. Okay, because we don't need this. We need to lift each other up. Okay? We need to lift each other up. And don't forget to pray for all the missing children that they brought across the border. Peace.